sliding way up the racetrack. He's going to lose another couple spots here, possibly.
Casey Atwood on the move in the 14 car, looking to try and get a spot under Menard. Here's Kyle Busch coming into the picture in the 5. And by the way, nice suggestion, highlighter yellow.
Highlighter yellow. Okay.
Looks like Joe maybe a little bit loose getting into the corner. Matt, what are they saying about the 87? Is he loose?
Well, he is loose on entry.
Yes, sir. That's what it looks like. You can see when he drives down to the corner, he's not turning the wheel. He's really driving straight.
Because he's afraid, because the front tires have more grip than the back tires on his car. If he turns the wheel, he's going to spin out.
Yep.
It's Casey Atwood in the 14. Good qualifying run for that team. Started 8th. The Navy-sponsored machine after a season's worth of struggles. Trying to get up there and have a good run. This has been a good track for Casey as well over the years. He's got a couple of top 10 finishes here.
And that's what I talked about at the opening. This has been the last year or so a very competitive racetrack. We see these guys have run now a couple laps side by side.
Wow, those front ends dive when they jump out of the gas and jump on the brakes to slow down for these corners.
Matt, what are they saying about the 11 car Menard?
Well, VP, it's been a very impressive week and a good, solid qualifying effort by Paul Menard right now, trying to get his rhythm, trying just to work on that race car. He came here back in 1996, his first time at New Hampshire, but that was to watch his father's IRL team. Crew chief Tony Gibson told me today the biggest thing is log laps and just learn.
Paul Menard, a 23-year-old from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. The name Menards, if you're in the Midwest, familiar to you. It's a home improvement chain of stores.
Casey Atwood kind of forced the issue.
Yes, he did. He got on the gas and kind of let her go.
Uh-oh.
Smoking.
Biffle's smoking that right front tire. Looks like he might have made contact with another car and pushed the right front fender in against the tire.
I've seen him do that a lot lately.
Todd Lorine, he's trying to pass in 31. And they will be racing for 22nd place. Sounds to me like NASCAR officials.
We got a tire up, guys.
That's Brad Parrott, the crew chief.
Overheating, it doesn't matter.
Monitoring NASCAR's race control channel. Their spotters are looking at that as well and trying to make sure the 60 team is well aware of what's going on their race car.
Another guy driving is well aware.
Because you can smell that tire smoke. He comes in the cockpit of the race car and it's know exactly what it is. The odor is unmistakable.
So Biffle back in 22nd place. He started 43rd. He's trying to pick his way toward the front. Up front is Ron Hornaday. Took the lead away from pole sitter Jamie McMurray on the first lap. He paces the field. Biffle started last in this race. Jamie McMurray with a big block on Kevin Harvick.
And it worked. He's able to maintain that position, but gets a great run on Mike Wallace. Takes over second spot.
Remember, Wallace did not pit when all the other front runners did to get fresher tires back at lap 66. Kevin Harvick has had a pretty solid record here at New Hampshire. Although he's a little bit star-crossed. He's finished second the last 2 times he's run here, and you might think, well, that's not all that bad. But he led 165 laps and 152 laps of 200 in each of those races.
We see Jason Leffler in a double zero alongside Ron Hornaday. Hornaday had some problem down in 3 and 4, allowed Leffler to get alongside, but whatever the problem was, looks like Hornaday has it rectified, able to maintain that position. That's bottom off, about 12th spot.
He's got some ground to make up to catch up with Greg Biffle. Remember, Hornaday took tires on the last caution. Biffle did not.
And now he's in that trap we talked about. Will affect you instead of being out in that clean air.
Up ahead, 3rd place, Kevin Harvick now working on Mike Wallace for 3rd place. Harvick's just with the 1 NASCAR Busch Series win so far this year at Las Vegas.
And Wally, I think this goes back to exactly what you talked about at the very top of the show. Track position. It's so difficult to pass. We've seen cars pass, but it's not the easiest thing in the world to do.
Yeah.
Get up there and use that pit stop to get your track position.
And Jamie McMurray figured that one of his best opportunities to get by that 4-car Mike Wallace was on the restart, because he fought him a long time before that last yellow and couldn't get by him.
And that's why I wanted to put the big block on Harvick, was to make sure Harvick didn't mess up his plans to make that pass. Yeah, can he get him this time?
He's gonna try. Dove in there pretty deep, yes.
And you saw Mike Wallace's car veered to the right. That was a spotter saying inside, inside, because I think Mike Wallace started in his normal line, and the spotter said, whoop, a car's on the inside, so he steered away from Kevin Harvick.
Defending winner of the race, David Green, there in the 37 car. He outdueled Harvick for this race victory at New Hampshire a year ago. David using that flatter part, that inside lane of the racetrack, to see if he can get a run on Mike Wallace.
Better be careful that 5-car, because Kyle Busch looking on the outside. He's made a lot of passes today on that outside. He's following him there.
Bottom up there. And this all going on from 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th place on back.
One of those guys slips now, he's going to lose 7 or 8 spots.
Kyle Busch going to try the outside of David Green.
That car is working good on the outside.
Awfully impressive.
We'll see if Mike Bliss can follow him through. Nope.
On board with Jason Keller in the 22.
He's got a lane on him.
Yeah, he did get him.
I talked with Mike's crew chief Steve Addington this morning. I said, so what kind of strategy are we going to see from you today? He said, I have no idea. He said, we're just going to have to see how our car's handling.
Kyle Busch in the 5-car making a little bit of contact with Mike Wallace in the 4.
Down on the inside now.
4th place. And through.
Fast car.
19 years old, Kyle Busch, driving for Hendrick Motorsports, as Mike Bliss now goes around Mike Wallace and picks up the 5th position. Coming up on halfway today here at New Hampshire International Speedway. Greg Biffle started last. He's leading. Your championship leader, Martin Truex, is back in 17th. Takes the field back through the gears. Jamie McMurray 2nd, Kevin Harvick 3rd, Kyle Busch 4th, and Mike Bliss 5th, followed by David Green, Jason Keller, Casey Atwood, Ron Hornaday.
Hang on there.
And Casey Mears.
I don't know if the 21 car missed a shift or if he lost an ignition box or something, because it looked like he was going to make a run on the 60-60, went down in turn 1, and all of a sudden the car slowed. The 5 of Kyle Busch was able to get by, but now he looks like he's up to speed.
Has kind of jammed up the pack here.
Oh man, and they are tight. He needs to get in front of Keller there in that 22 car, or he may lose a few more spots.
Oh, Hornaday in the wall off turn 2.
Hold on to it.
Whoa, and he gets hit again.
Casey Mears in the 1, charging,
and he's going to hit Casey.
Plunk. NASCAR race control asking the officials to settle the drivers of the 1 and 2 automobiles down.
Dave, what happened to 21 on that restart, do you know?
Well, they are not sure, BP. With 1 to go, Kevin reported in he thought he may have a flat tire. He had been reporting that his car was still way too loose getting into the corner. He said it was like the back was passing the front, so he's been having trouble with it. Not sure. Then they don't know what happened on the restart.
And he just slipped there again just now, Dave. And here comes Mike Bliss to his inside to try and get 4th spot away. Kyle Busch, after passing Harvick, has left him. You see, he's not even in the picture.
Yeah, Kevin's going to be a little bit careful right now. He gave that spot up to the 20 car of Mike Bliss. I think he wants to feel that car out for a few laps.
Caution's out. Trouble in turn 1. Matt Kovaluk again.
And he just was awarded the Lucky Dog Award on his last caution flag to get back in the lead lap. But this looks like it's a little, we got some fire. Matt, jump out of there,
Get out of there.
I'd pull forward first so you can jump out.
Yeah, it looks like the fire now. Maybe that fuel extinguisher in the trunk worked because it looks like the fire subsided.
He's away from the wall enough. He can get out.
I don't think he had any idea it was on fire either.
See how fast those guys got there?
Boy, that was awesome.
You know why?
Yeah. Last year at this very racetrack.
That's right.
In the NASCAR Nextel Cup race last year, Dale Jarrett spun off turn 4 and was sitting in the middle of the racetrack. And when all those cars came charging back at him, it looked so dangerous. The NASCAR official said, and I think wisely so, we need to stop this.
No more racing back to the caution. Just think about some of the things that have happened in the last year. You see the safer barrier there to the right. No more racing back to the caution. Today we could possibly have a green-white checker finish.
Let's go back and see this Hornaday deal. See him getting off of turn 2 there. Gets up in the wall. Now Casey Mears is in the 1 car, the yellow freight car right there. And he just turns down underneath Hornaday, and it looks like 2 cars just trying to get to the bottom or keep driving down.
Ooh.
And then the 1 car decides, I think I'll go up and hit him.
Man, don't pinch me off. I'm going to need that angle into the corner. And this is what happened to Matt Kovalov.
Oh! Ashton Lewis going in the corner makes some contact with Kobe Luck, and
Kobe looked like he drove down on top of Ashton Lewis on that deal.
let's see, on board with Kenny Wallace.
Right in front of you, Cologne. That away.
Did that change your opinion any?
As long as we have race cars on this kind of, on oval tracks, we're going to have those kind of crashes. What's up with the 60, Marty?
BP, he decided to stop. Brad Parrott said, let's come down pit road now. Let's get our 4 tires now so that at the end of the race, we do stop fuel only at the end of the race. So that's their strategy, and they're sticking to it. Nobody else came down pit road with them, though.
We were only 1 yellow off.
Yeah,
that's
exactly
what we said we would do.
10 laps ago.
Well, there were a few others that did stop under this caution. Jason Leffler, David Green, Matt Kenseth among them. Saw something on that last caution flag that caught Benny's eye.
Greg Biffle is running in 4th spot. He sees the trouble. He starts to slow down, and that's the right front tire that he's sliding, isn't it, Wally?
Yeah, he smoked that right front pretty good.
Well, he had
what's this?
He had the flat spot the tire.
One guy had trouble there. I can't tell who it was. About 4th of the line, and it just accordion all the way back.
That was Kevin LePage in the 72 car that Biffle was able to get by, and he comes up on the back of the 23.
I think it was Steve Grissom, the 24, Wally.
Yeah, I don't know if he missed a shift or what, but you could see everybody react behind him.
And a big old jam. Okay, a couple things here.
You better hurry.
Here we go. Martin Truex, championship leader, pitted on that last caution, called back in again. Marty, what happened?
Alan, they had left 1 lug nut loose on the left front. They had to come back. You get the lug nut. They had just gotten back up to 7th from the last time they had to come down pit road to serve a penalty. Now they got to go back through the field again.
Yeah, he's back in 29th now. A lot of guys pitted on that last caution. The group that stopped on the caution before did not, like Greg Biffle, Matt Kenseth, David Green, so on. Kenny Wallace, Joe Nemechek did not stop. Nemechek last pitted at lap 66. So we haven't seen the last of him on pit road today. Kenny Wallace, though, we all feel pretty confident he's trying to go to the finish on fuel from when he stopped at lap 91.
Yeah, they jacked the car up to put fuel in it, so they pretty much are going the rest of the way.
And you would think that Greg Biffle, with the speed that we've seen in that 60 car previously today, he's not up there challenging for the lead. My question, is he feeling maybe a flat spot in that right front tire and taking it easy on that tire?
There are some of the guys who pitted. Kyle Busch coming through in the 5. There's Bobby Hamilton Jr. in the 25. Jason Leffler. He stopped at 104 and topped off the fuel. Came back in again at 109 and topped off the fuel there on that last caution.
Marty, what about Greg Biffle? Is he feeling a flat spot, or what's the deal?
Yeah, good job, Professor. He just came on the radio, said that right front just has no rubber left in it. Why they didn't come back down pit road after they flat spotted that right front? They're out of tires. They can't change any more tires today.
Well, they can't put new tires.
And for the lead, Kenny Wallace after Joe Nemechek. Boy, his season's been a struggle for Kenny Wallace in that 23 car. Best finish this season, a 6th place at Talladega. He's finished 25th or worse the last 4 straight races. Trying to get it turned around, and they've played their strategy right to get up front. And now he's fighting for the lead with Nemechek.
As Biffle closes in.
Clunk, 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 yeah.
Biffle may just get both of them.
As I say, Kenny just can't finish the pass.
I think that right now, well, there we see Biffle on the inside of the 23 car. Careful, boys. I think the 23 car is faster than the 87 if, you know, they're on opposite ends of the racetrack, but being fast and passing is 2 different things.
So let's talk Joe Nemechek for a second. If he last stopped at 66, he's got to come back in again. He's got another set of tires. They're obviously going to try and make the late run through the pack on fresh tires play.
Be great if he does it under yellow.
But this, I mean, Nemechek has lost.
If he comes in now,
he can't make his way back to all these cars that are going to stay on the racetrack. Matt, looks like the 87 guys might have made a mistake. What are they thinking?
Well, let's check in with Brian Patty. So many times, Brian, you've rolled the dice and come up with a victory. How about today?
It'd be nice to finish up here at Nemco with a win, but to see. I mean, that's the only car I got left. He said he should have probably followed him in the pits, but didn't, so it's no big deal. We can go to like 165 on gas, so it's no big deal. The way the cautions have been falling, let's see what happens.
Now, this is your last race together with Joe. You guys have so much history, so many good times and bad times. Some of your thoughts as you go here with your final race with Joe.
I mean, it's family. You know, we're still best friends when the deal's all said and done. Thanksgiving and Christmas will still be the same. It's just time for a change. I mean, Chip Ganassi and Andy Graves give me a heck of an opportunity down there to run their Busch operation.
That was trouble. David Green that turned around in traffic, and Stanton Barrett, who caught the wall in the 91, and the caution flag is out.
Well, that's what Joe needed.
That's tough for Stanton.
Now he's got 80 laps to try to work his way back to, but you know that when we go back and show a replay of the 37 car, and hopefully we have that, you're going to see just how fighting your way back through the traffic, how difficult it is. He was in a mess of cars. What, 10 or 15 cars down there?
David Green, defending winner of this race in the 37. If we take a look at what happened, he's racing Steve Grissom there in the 24.
Leffler's 00 right behind him, and look at all this group of cars right behind. Some contact there between the 00 and the 37. And look at all these cars.
Wow. Did you see Jason Keller make it through there?
And Casey Kane somehow got in the side of Stanton Barrett, the 91, and kind of forced Barrett up in the outside retaining wall. He somehow made it.
Watch the 22, red and white car going to come through here. Bullseye, bullseye, bullseye. Yo, that was close. Stanton.
Casey Kane had to go high, but Stanton was a little bit higher.
Oh, this will be a good view.
Look how close this is.
Buddy, a lot of these guys are holding us up. When you get to them, drive on. Stay up.
You feel that?
Come on.
That was close.
You're good. You're good. Awesome job, JK.
Keith Barnwell talking to Jason Keller from the spotter stand. I got a feel for Stanton. The stuntman Stan here says he spent the last 2.5 months not in the movie sets, but just trying to get this race team going. He's changed some personnel, trying to find sponsorship, additional funding, and that kind of thing. He came out here this weekend, and now he's got a wrecked race car.
Right now, pit road is still closed because of the Stanton Barrett car is at the end of the exit of pit road, so they can't pit and make their changes and leave pit road right now. So that's why NASCAR has closed.
Just to follow up on Matt Yoakum's story, Brian Patty is leaving to go run a NASCAR Busch Series team for Ganassi Racing. He is from the Lakeland, Florida area like Joe Nemechek. They've spent basically their entire careers together. It's a big move for Brian to leave that team. Stan Barrett out of his car trying to figure out what in the world happened up there. Or waiting to have a chat with someone.
Yeah, that's probably the wisest thing you can do, is just
take a ride, cool off, figure it out, watch the replays. Then you can go chat about it. David Green gets spun around. Caution is out for the 7th time here at New Hampshire International Speedway with 78 laps to go. It is Casey Mears in James Finch's yellow transportation sponsored machine that just took the lead away from Kenny Wallace.
Boy, like you said, Alan, yellow just went by like that. I mean, caught the 23 car of Kenny Wallace and passed him no problem. Looks like Kenny slipped back a little bit. BP's probably feeling it now.
Matt Kenseth, the 17 car, goes by, takes over the 2nd spot, and Fido and Bobby Hamilton Jr. in the 25 car. Right behind Kenny Wallace.
Yeah, the 25 car on the times here on our board been one of the fastest cars out there. So here come the Marines.
And remember, he started at the back of the field after changing an engine this morning, then had a spark plug wire off in the opening laps. Was running on 7 cylinders. They came down pit road on a lap 31 caution, fixed it, and he's come all the way back up through the field despite all the strategies and all the rest that have been played out. And he just took a spot away from Kenny Wallace there. That had put him up to 4th place. You know, we've been trying to do this through the field thing for about an hour, folks, and every time we do, the caution flag has come out. So we're going to try it again and see what happens. Marty, you're first with the leader.
There's been a lot to keep up with down here, Alan. Let me just tell you that at lap 147 now, Casey Mears going very well through the field. The car has been very good today, just a little bit tight. They topped off on lap 105 and can make it all the way to the end, Matt.
On our 2 previous attempts to do it through the field, I would have told you Matt Kenseth was tight. Guess what? He is still tight, but the car is better, and he's good to go on fuel, Dave.
Tim Fido running at the site of his only Busch Series win from the pole. Likes to run well here on the last stop, lap 108. Track bar adjustment because the car was tight. He can go the distance. Marty?
Dave, how about this comeback for Bobby Hamilton Jr.? He's going to take that 3rd position from Timmy Fido. The car has been excellent since they got the plug wire back on. They had one bad pit stop that put him back in the field, but just a little bit tight. Car running well now. Matt?
Kenny Wallace has faded back to 5th, telling his crew chief Chris Rice the car is getting tighter and tighter with every lap we run. He's trying to hold on to a top 5 finish, but the 00 of Jason Leffler is slowly closing. Remember, we told you earlier his car was very strong, but they had to play the fuel mileage game trying to come back in and top off. He's knocking on the door of the top 5. Meanwhile, the 5 of Kyle Busch had a vibration earlier in the race. They are good to go on fuel, trying to make a big picture day out of it because of the 8 cars earlier troubles. The 22, Jason Keller, strong run of the points.
Hang on there, Matty. Here's the challenge for the lead. It's Matt Kenseth in 17, working on Casey Mears in the 1.
And Kenseth, the last couple of laps, has been about 1/4 of a second faster than Casey Mears in the 1. Watch this. He just drives under him. Almost gets by.
Not so fast. Matt Kenseth started today 21st. He pitted at lap 99. And again, let's see, do I have him after 99? I don't have him after 99. So he's trying to get to the finish on fuel from there. Let me double check my notes here.
Catching and passing, 2 different things, BP. He caught that car of Casey Mears real quick, but...
And watch how much lower he runs on the racetrack than Casey Mears. Off turn 4 especially, he goes down almost to the yellow line. Talking about the 17 of Matt Kenseth.
Yeah, it was lap 99 when he last pitted, so he's trying to run 101 laps on fuel.
I got there.
And bumper and clear.
just gave it that little bit of gas that he needed.
So new leader Matt Kenseth is out in front. Now we check back on the race for 5th place. Jason Leffler 00, Kenny Wallace 23, and Kenny's going to get shuffled here.
Oh, plunk.
Whoa, what was that that flew off?
No, something flew off. Jason Keller goes by in the 22, and Kenny's trying to get down to the bottom of the inside.
Boy, that's frustrating too. When you're in Kenny's position right there, you're doing everything you can to hang on to that car and sliding, and you look up in the mirror and you see all these cars, and you know there's nothing you can do. You're just sitting up there, and they're driving away.
Jamie McMurray in 66 by. Here comes Truex Jr. in the 8 by. And Kevin Harvick next in line in the 21 to try and fill that inside lane. So Kenny Wallace is going to go from leading this thing back to possibly being in 11th spot here in a couple of more laps. That's too bad.
Now here comes Hamilton Jr. in that 25 car. So it may be Kenseth and Hamilton Jr. the 25. Two cars are almost identical in speed.
I think if Hamilton Jr. gets by Casey here in that yellow car, he could run down Matt Kenseth.
Well, it's just got to be one of those days where going through the field is tough because just
too much
going on. And 47 laps to go. The leader's Matt Kenseth. Here comes Bobby Hamilton Jr. trying to get second away from Casey Mears. Looks like he's got a fast enough car to stay with Matt Kenseth. Can he run him down? Can he pass him? Will they all have enough fuel to get to the checkered flag?
But while he's racing him right now, Matt's driving away.
Well, he's loving this, talking about the 17. As he looks up in the rearview mirror and sees these guys battling, he says, yes, because I can slow down, I can save fuel, I can do whatever.
Out into that little flatter groove.
There's that slide job.
And he got
it worked.
Marty.
Oh, the car's just been terrific, and it's, remember, he took fuel only on his last pit stop. The one thing I didn't tell you through the field, they are 4 laps short from making it all the way, so they need more caution laps.
Yeah, that could be a problem.
A little more drama.
45 to go. Laps to go. Matt Kenseth the leader. Bobby Hamilton Jr. second. Hamilton Jr. is faster than Kenseth. And do any of them have enough fuel to make it to the checkered flag?
Very, very good question.
Let's go back and check on a race for 7th spot. Kyle Busch in the 5 trying to hold off Jamie McMurray in the 66 with Martin Truex Jr. coming back from 2 penalties, trips down pit road. I shouldn't call one of them penalties, but 2 extra trips down pit road because of problems on the pit lane during stops. And he's gone to the back of the field twice, and he's back into the top 10. And so McMurray is through. Don't get the Rusty Wallace. Oh, trouble. He's not through anymore.
Got tagged by the 5 car.
Caution flags out. A race for 7th place gone bad for Jamie McMurray.
What happened there?
And so caution number 8 waves over this race with 37 laps to go.
Now that certainly might have helped Matt Kenseth, Bobby Hamilton Jr., Casey Mears, those guys that might not be able to make it on fuel. And we see right front tire flat on the NASCAR Busch Series points leader.
Stay on the lead lap, man. Let's come in here.
Yep.
Guys, get your sawzalls ready.
When that tire comes apart, it's going to do some damage.
And it's coming apart.
Check it out. This was a race for 7th spot off turn 2.
McMurray was clear of him. He may have gotten a little bit loose jumping on the throttle. Had to check up.
And the 8 drove right into the wall, trying to keep him running into the back of the 5. Truex just, saw the 5 slowing up in front of him, and natural reaction, it looks like. See what you think here.
Yeah, watch the 8 car go up and pound the wall. On board with Mark Truex.
Watch in front of you. Watch right here in front of you. Keep digging. How you doing? Did you hit anything?
Just the wall.
Unfortunately.
Yes. So.
And that tire came apart and did just what we were talking about. That's a problem. We're trying to stay on the lead lap.
Change your right rear unless it's flat.
You're trying to stay out there on the racetrack, and the tire just rips the car apart.
We just talked about how Truex Jr. had come from the back of the pack twice to get into the top 10. And Marty, he's got bigger problems than that now.
Yeah, he came from the back to the front twice. Like you said, Alan, this past time he had restarted 26. They can only change the right front tire because that's the only one that's flat, and they're out of tires. Kevin Mannion asked him right afterwards, did you hit anything? He said, I just pounded the wall, and that's the result of it. The right front fender torn up, and they replaced the right front tire as well.
Jamie McMurray on pit road just ahead of Truex, you see. Both of them trying to get off of pit lane because the pace car's coming to see if they can stay on the lead lap. Another twist here at New Hampshire International Speedway. Don't go away. This finish could be wild. Made his way back up to 14th so far. Remember, he pitted earlier because they were going to be short on fuel. Wanted to play it conservatively. Martin Truex Jr., the championship leaders, in 18th.
Oh, no!
Oh, no! Big mess on the restart. Jason Keller and Kyle Busch, the 4th and 5th place cars.
Easy, guys, easy.
That is unbelievable.
And for the lead.
A caution flag is out.
Caution is out.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! I mean, Jason Keller, how it's so
Such a good run, yep.
And Kyle Busch was going to gain some points on Truex Jr. in the chase for the NASCAR Busch Series Championship, and
Kyle was trying to anticipate the start and got it wrong.
I hate it when that happens.
Well, I wasn't kidding earlier when I said don't go away because you never know what might happen in this thing.
We weren't.
Yeah. So the caution comes out now for the 10th time. Damage to the nose of the 5.
I'm pretty sure Jason gassed it too to make sure he got a piece of Kyle when he was going by.
Oh, that's just too bad.
Let's see.
That's all it was.
Now, let me ask you this. If we see that same look again, you watch, see if Jason didn't have to jump on the brakes to keep from running over the 00 in front of him.
He might have.
Like the line bottled up in front, the leader maybe, you know.
All right, well, let's take a look at the car in front of Jason.
No, maybe not.
They were kind of rolling.
Yeah, it looks like all 3 of those cars were rolling about the same speed.
Okay. Now, this may be a good shot. Oh, I love this shot.
See, look at him accordion.
Yeah, they did accordion a little bit.
Jason jabbed the brakes a little bit, and Kyle didn't.
Yeah.
This will be a good look.
Oh, yeah.
It gets better and better.
Green flag, green flag.
It looks different from there.
Yeah.
The end result is the same.
Come on.
It's really ugly from here.
Green flag, green flag. Check it up in front of you. Come on. No caution, incoming.
There is a black flag being shown to Kyle Busch for aggressive driving.
22 on the left.
Well, you know, on board with Jason Keller, the engine never changed pitches. He didn't go accelerating and then back off.
Right, exactly.
Just under green, and a challenge for the lead. Tim Fedewa on the 12, working on Matt Kenseth in the 17.
And I'll tell you what, Tim Fedewa is driving the wheels off that car right now. He's had that thing, everything but straight the last half lap.
And Jason Leffler in 00, he was thinking about making 3 wide off turn 4. Here he goes on the inside of the field.
No.
It is 3 wide, 2 wide. Boy.
13 laps to go. Kyle Busch has just rejoined the race, penalized a lap by NASCAR. He's in 25th place. Martin Truex, his rival for the championship, is in 14th. So what looked like a big point swing in Kyle's favor a little while ago has now gone back the other way. And up front, they're still racing for the win.
Casey Kane is in 4th spot, the black 38 car. Harvick in 5th and 21.
It has been. Look back to Harvick and Kane. We haven't really talked about Casey much at all today, have we?
No.
Except when he got that left rear quarter torn up a little bit early in the race. And with all the caution flag laps we've had lately, pretty much we've taken the fuel to the finish out of the equation for everybody.
Yeah, I think everybody can go, and everybody's driving as hard as they can right now. Matt Kenseth is looking in the mirror probably about 20 times a lap.
How about 38 there, Dave?
Yeah, they struggled early on. Casey had an extremely tight race car. Maybe just been some buildup on one of his tires, and they pitted late enough for fuel only that they can go the distance, and they've got the tight condition fixed.
The only guy that I'm really concerned about is the fellow running back in 7th spot, Kenny Wallace. I mean, they're asking to run that car an awfully long ways on fuel, about 105 laps or something.
How about Kevin Harvick, another name we haven't talked a lot about today, Dave?
And his guys have been saying as the others have fallen out in front of him, well, there's one more position. His car was a little bit loose when he pitted on lap 108. They made a track bar adjustment. It's still a little bit loose, but Kevin can drive it and maybe even pass Kane.
Here he comes.
Driving in deep. Well, they both drove it pretty deep. Man, it looks like they're going to wreck when you look at that angle.
Driving it deep as long as you get it stopped before you run into the other guy, right?
Harvick is sliding that thing all over the place right now.
When you see these cars go in the corner, that front bumper, front air dam just almost slams the racetrack. That means they're really driving that thing in hard and slamming on the brakes.
That's the race for 4th place. Up front, you see Fido not able to keep the heat on Matt Kenseth for the lead. And coming from behind to try and join these two, remember Ron Hornaday? Had the opening 41 laps of this race. Got into the wall, a little damage on the right side. Got it fixed, back through the traffic, and he's back up trying to get a top 5 finish.
Now, did you say that Kenseth has never won the race here in New Hampshire?
Not a NASCAR Busch Series race, no. Best finish 3rd.
And how many?
17 races, 17 faces. This is race number 18.
You're kidding. That's amazing. No one has been able to win here twice.
And there are 7 drivers in the race today that are former winners here. I'll tell you got a feel for Tim Fido. Here's a guy, it's been a little over 4 years since he won a NASCAR Busch Series race. It was here in New Hampshire, May 2000, when he got his last win. And he spent a chunk of that time not in a race car. Remember a year ago, before he picked up this ride, he was spotting for Bill Elliott for the Ray Evernham team. Said it really gave him a perspective, a different perspective on racing, watching the races unfold from atop the stand, listening to the crew chiefs and the driver interact. Here's a guy whose family, his whole background revolves around going fast and turning left. Grandfather, uncles, fathers, cousins, brothers.
He's doing a good job now, driving that car hard.
All the Fido's out of the Michigan area, up around Lansing, Detroit. Dave, how about the 12 car?
Well, coming into today, BP, he was the highest running car in the points, 13th, without a top 5. That should change.
Yeah. You know what Tim likes to do in his spare time? Cook.
Yeah, that's right. I've heard that he does enjoy cooking.
He actually went to a cooking school to learn how to cook fine foods. And they say when you're around the Fido household and Tim's in the kitchen, it's going to be a fine meal.
When it comes to that, I'm a consumer, not a manufacturer.
Yeah. Maybe he'll cook up some lobsters for us tonight.
Maybe he will. We'll have to talk to him about that. I'll tell you what, now we're getting down to it with 5 laps to go. All the fuel situation comes into play, and still, if there's a caution flag in the next 3 or 4 laps, green, white checker.
Matt Kenseth right now is stretching it. Fastest car on the track, so unless he runs out of fuel.
Matt Kenseth has run 6 NASCAR Busch Series races in 2004. He's got 4 top 6 finishes in those 6 races. Led 4, led the most laps in 2. 6th in Las Vegas, 4th in California.
And Matt Kenseth, the last lap, ran almost as he did run his fastest lap of the day.
How about the 17 car, Matt?
Well, good news. The 17, I talked to his crew chief, Cully, told me they are good to go on fuel. Also, Benny, you were asking about the 23 Kenny Wallace. He's good to go on fuel. The problem, the left front is on the cords.
Only has to hang on 2 more laps.
So Matt Kenseth trying to come around a couple of more circuits to pick up what would be his second NASCAR Busch Series win of this season.
He's got a half lap to go because he'll get the white flag next time by. And once he receives the white, it's over. The caution flag can come out for a problem, but the race will be over.
Yeah, it's over if there's a caution flag.
Yes.
No caution flag, he's got another lap to race, and anything can happen, as we've seen today. Final circuit for Matt Kenseth. The NASCAR Nextel Cup Series champion from 2003 starts 31st tomorrow. That's not much of a problem generally for Matt. Would be his usual MO. Kenseth took the lead in lap 151 of this race. And he's going to lead the rest of the way despite a strong challenge on a couple of late restarts to pick up his second win of 2004. Kenseth wins New Hampshire. 18 faces in 18 NASCAR Busch Series races here.
And for the 16th time in his Busch Series career, and for the second time this year, Matt Kenseth comes to victory lane. The first one this year coming at Texas, and this one at New Hampshire. Nice run, Matt. Congratulations from the guys. You last pitted on lap 108. Walk me through the rest of your day, though.
Yeah, first of all, I didn't know there was a Gatorade victory lane here at New Hampshire. We never ran near good enough to have a shot at it, but you always like to win races on speed, and say we kind of won it on strategy. We had a good car, but we started in back, and we were behind people. We just couldn't go anywhere, and when we were in clean air up front, we could get away, so we just decided to pit earlier. We're actually, way early of our fuel window and just stayed out and hoped for cautions to try to be in front.
Talk to me about the battle with Tim Fido. Boy, he looked like he might have gotten you there on the restart.
Yeah, I mean, hats off to Tim. I mean, he hasn't won a race in a while, and I knew he'd be trying real hard, and he did an extremely good job. Too much these days. We've been watching races, them green-white checkers, everybody running into each other, and Tim could have easily ran into me and knocked me out of the groove and won a race, but he was going to do it the man's way and race without hitting somebody, and really got to applaud Tim for that. That was a great job by him.
Well, some good racing on the track, some fireworks, a little controversy too, all mixed in, and here's how it'll all turn out, pending any post-race reviews.
Bobby Hamilton came back to finish 9th spot, beating Mike Wallace on that last lap.
Matt Kenseth with his first New Hampshire win in his 5th race, second win of 2004, 16th win of his NASCAR Busch Series career.
And 12th place Paul Wolfe has to be thrilled to finish 12th in front of the home crowd here in New Hampshire.
Martin Truex Jr., 11th place run. And last on the lead lap would be 24th place Gus Wasson. Kyle Busch winds up 25th, 1 lap down after the penalty. And Jason Keller a spot behind him in 26th.
And speechless.
You see Greg Biffle ended up 10 laps down in 30th place after his assorted problems. And a lot of drivers failed to finish. One in particular I wanted to mention, Hermie Sadler, with a great qualifying run. He ran into some brake problems early and went to the garage, and every time I went to bring it up, something else happened. One of those days here at New Hampshire.
I think we're going to see the same thing tomorrow in the Cup race. I mean, the same strategies, the same exact deal should play out tomorrow.
Biggest championship lead of the season. Martin Truex over Kyle Busch by 94 points. You see Jason Leffler moving up 3 spots.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.